Hello and welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back to the channel, and it is the day before the big match tomorrow, Barcelona against Valencia, the very last match on the Sunday night. Going to be an absolutely fantastic atmosphere, I hope, inside the stadium, because they're going to need the fans, they're going to need the support, and they're certainly going to need the motivation and the desire, because we need to change something. Something needs to click inside the players, they need to bounce back, they need to make sure that they keep going and they keep being relentless and taking risks and doing what they were doing earlier on in the season. We can't let our confidence be affected. As easy as it sounds, of course it's not easy to do that, but it's got to the stage of the season now when no excuses can be had. We've got to go into this game against, let's face it, a team that's 14th in La Liga. Yes, Valencia are a massive club, but they've massively underachieved this season and they're there for the taking. There's no excuses in this game. We have to go into it. The gap has been closed at the top already. Real Madrid currently 3-0 up against Getafe. So they close within a point of us, and of course we have to keep going. That's absolutely certain. We've got to win this game on Sunday. So I think the team will reflect that from Luis Enrique, although I'm sure we'd have liked to have made a few changes, because I think there's a lot of players in our team at the moment looking a bit jaded, looking a bit tired, but I think he'll go with Bravo. I think possibly, as long as he's fit enough, I think we may see Alex Vidal appear. He was given the medical green light earlier on in this week. I'm sure he's been taking part in training as well. It's all whether he feels like he's match fit to start the game against Valencia, but I think, he hasn't really played that much over the time that he's been here with us consistently anyway, and he needs these games to sort of prove that he is of the standard that we require. So wouldn't be surprised to see Vidal start. PK a play, of course, and it's going to be interesting because I think Mascherano has played nearly every minute of every game of the last sort of 6-7 matches, so it would have been a nice time to sort of rest him, possibly bring in somebody like Bartra, but of course Vermaelen injured, Mathieu injured, so it's probably going to be PK and Mascherano yet again at the heart of defence, and Jordi Alba at left back, same goes there. You're not really going to bring Adriano in for a game like this. I was actually at the game last season, this particular game, around the same time it was, 2-1 on the day. 2-0 on the day. I was there, can't even remember the score. But I remember we scored very, very early in the game. Luis Suarez gave us the lead, but it was an absolute calamity with Adriano at left back. It was a terrible performance from him. Sofiane Faguli is currently suspended by the club at Valencia. He's not suspended because of cards. He's been suspended over contractual issues. But he absolutely tore Adriano apart. So hopefully we don't mess around with left back tomorrow. It's going to be Jordi Alba. Let's just start him, get the game done. But Valencia that I saw that day are very, very different from the Valencia of today. Back then they were hammering on the door for 4th place. They got it in the end. And this season they've really fallen away. The manager, of course, has been changed several times. The attitude of the players has been questioned. They've not really got a genuine out-and-out goal scorer. Negredo, Alcácer haven't really hit the heights this season. So it's going to be interesting to see how they come out, really. But we should be focusing on our own game. We've got to go there, be confident, and we've got to make sure we get the win. So yeah, going into midfield, I think Busquets, although he's one of the ones who I said earlier on in the week looked a bit jaded, he'll probably start. There's no real replacement. I think we will see a place of Sergio Roberto in midfield, and of course he could come in actually at right back, so it's between him and Vidal, because I actually thought that when he came on against Atletico Madrid in the week, he played excellently, Roberto, so wouldn't be at all surprised to see him start. He'll give us a bit of energy as well. I think that's what we need, a little bit of verve in our play, somebody to give us a bit of spirit. I think Iniesta, again, he's one of those players that's played a lot of football over the last few weeks. He's going to be feeling it in his legs. He's getting on now in his career, of course, but he's been probably the best player, I'd say. In our last few games, it's been disappointing for everyone, but he's been the bright spark. He's been really, really impressive. And then the front three, we know it picks itself. So Messi, Suarez, Neymar are all going to start. Suarez probably the man in the best of form out of those three. Messi and Neymar need to perform, need to start firing. There's been, of course, a lot of talk this week that possibly Messi is suffering from a muscle injury. There was rumours about a heart problem. I'm not really sure either of those are on the mark, really, but I don't think he's feeling either way at his best at the moment. He needs to recover some confidence, and Neymar exactly the same. A goal for them, either of them, could give a real, a good effect going into the last few games of the season, because we need something to happen. We need something to click. This is a big game. Valencia coming to the Camp Nou is always an occasion, whether they're doing well or whether they aren't. They've got to perform now. They've got to come into this game, use that confidence, try and get something going, and we need a result, because like I say, the gap is closing at the top. We can afford, in hindsight, to draw a game or lose a game of our final games, but of course if we did it tomorrow, we can afford no more slip-ups whatsoever, and of course we'd like to win tomorrow to end this barren run and try and get us back on the right track again ahead of the last few games of the season, and of course the Copa del Rey final. In terms of form, we know all about our form, but Valencia have lost 3 out of the last 3 3 away games, those coming at Las Palmas, Levante and Athletic Bilbao. So certainly the trip to San Mamés is a difficult one, but Levante and Las Palmas, those are not hard games in theory. Las Palmas have been good of late, by the way, but certainly Levante, that's a local derby for them. They lost that one. And Valencia, in general, don't have a lot of luck, don't have a lot of good results when they come to the Camp Nou. In terms of them coming, they beat us in 2014. I remember that game really, really well. Jordi Alba, I think it was, who got sent off that day. It was a nightmare of a game. We threw it away, really. Had a chance to equalise in the last minute. And of course, the game I mentioned that last season was 2-0 at the Camp Nou. And of course, we met in the Copa del Rey this season as well. You know, under Gary Neville, we destroyed them 7-0. So certainly against Valencia, we've got a point to prove in terms of our form. But in terms of the results we've had against them in the season that they're having, this one really should be all game over. And I think that we should be winning it. We should be winning it. We've been poor, I understand that. But in terms of the people that we drop points against, Villarreal, Real Madrid, Real Sociedad, Atletico Madrid, all those teams are better than Valencia by quite some distance. So certainly going into this game, we should have enough. We should do it. So leave your thoughts down below, guys, on what you think the outcome's going to be of this game. I'm sure, of course, everybody's getting a bit nervous now, a little bit wary of what's going to happen, but I still remain confident. I think, you know, we've got enough about our squad. We've got enough about the players in there to cause Valencia problems. It's going to be a bit high-pressured. It's going to be a bit nerve-wracking because, of course, you know, it's getting a bit close to the end of the season now. We've not exactly been full of confidence the last few weeks, but certainly going into this game, we need to get that positivity going again, need to get the right attitude as we go out on that pitch, and hopefully we can get the results. So like I say, leave me some thoughts down below, guys. What do you think is going to be the outcome of this game? You know, goal scorers, what's the final score going to be? I am going to go with 2-0. I think we're going to have a clean sheet at long last, and I think Messi's going to regain his goal-scoring touch, and possibly Neymar as well. It'd be really incredible if they could both get a goal in the same game. So let me know your thoughts below. I'll see you very, very soon. I'll probably make another video before the game, possibly, and certainly after the game, I'll be here with the review. Hopefully it's a happy one. I'll see you then, though. Until next time, Visca El Barça!